Hi guys, Carl with WindowGleam.com, showing some products here. Starting off here with Raindrop. This can be found at Raindrop.com if you want more information about this product. This is, my opinion, the best product they have out there. This goes in competition with the gutter helmet, and it runs a fraction of the price. These gutter helmets are like $5,000 with installation, and this you can get for about half the price, or even less than half. I think this product's actually better than it. The gutter system helmet has a little lip where it goes off the roof line, and it has gaps in here. And you can see there's very narrow gaps here. This will allow a lot less debris to come in, but it will have a little bit come in, and then the rest of the gutter will take it out. Like I said, everything I read about this product, I think is hands down the best thing they have out there. Go to the back of my truck here. I have some samples of the products that I've used or installed before. This here is the metal mesh. This is another really good product. It's a little bit cheaper than the Raindrop. It's still a high-end product. The only drawback to this one is on the maple trees. It has the helicopters. A lot of times they'll get stuck, and that's okay for the structure. I mean, it's not going to get inside, but it does. If you have a bunch of maples falling in there, you're going to be able to see that from the roof line, and I don't like that. So on maple trees, the helicopters, I don't push this product. Other than that, this is a really good product. Okay, and down here we got your basic plastic screening. You can find this anywhere. Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, they all carry this product. This product's okay, but it definitely is a low-end product. You know, honestly, I'd say this is going to last a couple years. The plastic on it is good, but it's just, it doesn't, the sun warps it, and it doesn't. I get this about 2 or 3 years before your problems. When you take it out, the lip bends, and it just kind of loses its longevity and time. Okay, and then moving up here, this product, I don't even know what it's called. I've only seen it in a few homes. I believe they stopped making it from the problems I encountered. This is a really good product. The problem is, once you put this on, you cannot take it off. I nicknamed this a pit bull. It grips on, and it's almost nearly impossible taking it out without destroying the gutter. So again, this is a drawback to this, and I don't even think they don't make this anymore, and I think that was the reason why it was so hard to take out. Okay, and then up here, this is called the Rainflow. Now, this is an okay product. The problem is it doesn't have longevity. Again, this will last, you know, 2 or 3 years, but the problem with this material is it actually just starts to rot when the water and leaves sit on there. It just kind of dissolves it. And I've had a good friend, unfortunately, install this on a few homes, and he's had to remove it twice, and they were both under 2 years. This product's expensive, and if you're going to spend the money, why on earth would you spend it on this if it's only got 2 or 3 years? You're better off with the cheaper product down here. This is going to last just as long as this, and this is way cheaper. But if you're going to go, in my opinion, if you're going to go for a good product, you want it to last for life, you either go with the aluminum or you go with the Rainflow, and or I mean the Raindrop. And then I just like to remind every customer, go back to me, Jay. I just like to remind every customer that I don't believe there's any product out there that is 100% screen proof. Even with these in time, you'd still have to have maintenance on them. You know, let's say on a very hardcore home with a ton of trees, you know, you got to probably go once a year and clean, maybe even twice a year. I have read articles of people who have had their gutters cleaned 6 times out of the year, and then they got the screening, and now they're doing it twice a year. So, you know, if you have tremendous tree shedding, you know, eventually you're still going to have to do some cleaning, and that's the truth about screening. There isn't anything out there, I think, that is 100% foolproof, but this will definitely help your home. And you know, like I tell my customers, I can't always be there, so this is the product that I would like to use. Okay, any more questions or comments, concerns, you can see more information on my website. It's WindowGleam.com. I'm Carl, I am the owner. Demonstrate how to put a screening product in. This is called Raindrop. They have a website, Raindrop.com. In my opinion, this is the best product they have out there, hands down. I installed this for $9.99 a linear foot, and linear foot is just basically a foot going, you know, in length, and that would include installation, labor, and everything, and material. All screening are pretty much installed the same way, with the exception for maybe a gutter helmet. But all these products, what they do is they just go underneath the shingle. Okay, you're going to tuck it underneath there, and then you're going to slide it up here. Pretty much every other screening out there will run this way, except for maybe the helmet systems. The only difference of those guys is they go on the top, and they're basically like that, and they're a little bit more screws. But all systems run the same. All right, we're going to tuck this in here. Go all the way to the high end. I'm going to slide this down. Okay. Grab the second piece here. And same thing. And then the way to secure these down is you just take a little zip screw. You put one here, one in the middle, and one at the end. And then same thing here, zip screw here, zip screw there, and another zip screw here. And on this roof, it's kind of peeling, it's a little brittle here, and it's kind of sticking up. So I don't like that from the roof. So what I'm going to do is actually after I would install this, is I would just step here and just put my body weight towards the end and just kind of tuck that down and push it down. That way it gives it a nice tight look here. Like I said, all screening is pretty much all the same. I do really like the Raindrop. This is the one that I push on my customers. I would put this on my home, and I'd recommend this one to anyone. I can install any other screening you have. If you have something different, I can install that too. Just give me a call and I'll give you a custom price of whatever you got there. Alright, and that's it. That's how you do screening.